Welcome back to the battlefield. Today we are starting off with our somewhat elite force of 7,500 men going in against just over 9,000 of this rabble barbarian army. Let's go ahead and just jump straight in. My plan here is to kind of play it cautious and let them come to me, because my reinforcements do have a scorpion and I would like to make use of that. However, they might not come out to attack me until all of their ships have landed, and that means I'll be going up against their full force all at once. I could instead charge at them quickly and try and eliminate what troops they have inside the city before their naval forces land. But I think since units just take longer to kill off in DEI, I don't know that I could kill them fast enough. So instead I am going to play reserved. Is my mouse DPI different? Doesn't quite feel right, whatever, we'll deal with it. These fine gentlemen, the royal companions, oh man, just, we're not even going to start the battle before I just sit here and look at the units. Looking at a bush, not the guys. I mean, look at that. Modders on DEI just have really done something special here. Let's get them into phalanx. Yeah, no, my mouse doesn't feel right now. And it's bothering me. Alright, well, we'll deploy the slingers fairly far out front, with the cavalry close by to support. Oh man, we even have some super elite cavalry. I mean, it's not quite on tier with, say, like the Armenian heavy cataphracts. But oh man.
A gamer cavalry! Heavy horse at your command!
This is actually making it really difficult for me to control things, because my mouse isn't, I'm not sure what's going on with my mouse right now. Don't mean to focus on that so much, but you'd be surprised how much that kind of thing can make a difference. Well, I guess you guys watching this wouldn't be that surprised, but I am surprised at how much of a difference it's making. Alright, now I want to deploy my Galatian swords out ahead of the pikes so that they can absorb that first javelin volley. We'll kind of keep some of these spears. We'll keep the spears in reserve and see where we need them. Now the artillery piece. Guard mode, do not fire at will, get over here quickly. See, they're not charging out at us, but I would expect them to once these couple of ships land. I thought they had more naval forces, but I must be mistaken. Let's send the cavalry up ahead to scout out just a little bit what's going on. Let the infantry keep getting into position. We might go catch out these couple of units here, because the one thing the enemy lacks in this battle is cavalry. These peasant barbarians are just too poor to afford to pay skilled horsemen. Just kidding, I don't know. Alright, let's see here. So we want the pikes to end up doing most of the frontline fighting, but we don't want them to do it until these guys have used their javelins. So, can we actually manage to draw the enemy out? We will need to move our forces forward quite a bit. I know we're pretty disorganized right now, but we can form up more. We can establish more tight formations once we actually know whether the enemy's going to charge out at us. I'm going to go ahead and fast forward it. Let this play out a little bit more. I'm going to bring some of this cavalry over here as well. 5 units of cavalry to 5 naval units. Some of them are melee troops, but there's only 80 and 60 men in each of those units, so they won't be too difficult to mop up. My cavalry actually outnumbers them per unit.
Orders, my lord.
Alright, are they coming in to land? Let's go ahead and, well, let's see what kind of range we have with the artillery. Not quite enough yet. Let's swing it around over to here so we can hopefully get a nice straight shot into that group. Move the troops up and move the troops up to defend it, of course. Okay, the boats are not quite going into land yet. Alright, one of them has landed, but I don't want to go over there until these missile ships land. You know, we've had that discussion about 1,000 times. They do have Thracian bowmen, so they will be able to shoot over the top of this. You thought, go ahead and charge up there. Keep one of them close behind. You know what, no, we'll send the Cappadocians up there. Keep the citizen cab back just a little bit.
Cappadocian cavalry! Quickly now! We are at your command! Cavalry ready! Cappadocian! Cappadocian cavalry! Heavy cavalry! Cappadocian!
Okay, they're still not charging out at us. It looks like our main forces have gotten in position.
At your service.
Yeah, these lots shouldn't last long. And if they're going to just let me kill these units, that is more than polite of them. Alright, now that they've come in to land, they have to get out of their boats, so they will not be able to shoot at us. This does mean that we will need our army ready to deploy momentarily. I've got just about the exact right range that I wanted for my Scorpion there. Come on then. Get enough of the unit on shore that I can give an attack order. See if I think I got alright timing on that. Should see them off quite rapidly. And begin moving the main line forward some more. Because they are actually apparently deciding to be defensive. Which, the more defensive they are, the better for me, because I can sit back and shoot them as much as I want. Well, for the most part, I do have limited ammo, but it'll also let me control the deployment of my pikes.
General! Yes, Commander! Scorpion! Advance at speed! Ready and waiting! Citizen cavalry!
And go ahead and just keep killing these units. I think we maybe lost 2 men in that entire engagement, killing those 5 units. Maybe 3. So far that's a good trade. Now unfortunately, them playing defensive will limit our use of cavalry very, very heavily, but man, look at how many of them there are. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3 units of bows, and then I think there were 3 units of peltas as well. Alright, well, let's go ahead and let the artillery start getting ready to do its thing. I would like the artillery to snipe out their peltas. It's not a particularly good angle for the artillery, to be honest. I wonder if I could get the artillery like all the way up to here. Let's go give it a little bit of a test with the infantry first and see if their bows can shoot us from there. In the meantime, let's go ahead and move these slingers forward and start focusing down a unit or 2. I need to be careful with my use of slinger ammo here, because they need to be the ones that focus on killing the enemy skirmishers. Start splitting the pikes off to their different sectors of attack. We actually ended up having a couple too many, but that just means we have options. And we also have troops who can turn and defend against any other incoming reinforcements. So our swordsmen are not being shot at here. Maybe because they're hidden. Let's go ahead and move a unit up here and just test the enemy and see what they do while the artillery is still moving.
Citizen cavalry! Swords! Scorpion! At your service!
Really what I should try and do is set up a line here so that my artillery has a free line of fire through there. Go ahead and move up a little bit more and throw your javelins, man.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
Throw your javelins, and then we're going to retreat out of this. Go on. You're not moving. They're in range. You're on fire at will. Alright, time to move.
Swords! Advance at speed! By your command! Field artillery, yours to command! Yours to command! Swords!
Okay, we will take some casualties because we took a little bit too long to pull out of that.
Allied infantry ready!
But if we can successfully draw out... Ooh, we don't want you guys on fire at will.
Commander! Pikemen! We await your command! Orders!
Or really, you guys for that matter, but...
Scorpion!
The men are
Whoa!
wavering.
This was unexpected.
At your service!
You guys just go ahead and get out of there.
Ready!
Okay, we're gonna have to drop the artillery and run here.
Our hidden units
I
have
was
been
not
discovered.
expecting this unit to just rout.
Ready! Quick march! Your orders!
Okay, try and catch them, cut them off.
At speed!
You guys can go ahead and just pull back, because you obviously couldn't handle a frontline engagement like that.
Sword! Advance at speed! At your service! Swords! Advance!
Alright, this will be a much more favorable engagement. Let's start moving some of our heavier swords in to the action over here. Because we want to get those pikes involved quickly.
Eager for blood!
Alright, get up here, throw your javelins, and then we'll send in the pikes.
Pikemen! At speed!
They're actually not bothering to surround me just yet.
Orders!
Can my artillery fire over the top here? Looks like we're still remounting the artillery pieces.
Quick march! Yours to command! Double time!
Our hidden units have been discovered.
Swords!
Okay, they're going to give up on this unit and just fall back. That's all fine in my opinion. I should have had my general nearby so I could just give these guys a war cry and send them packing.
Bows and swords!
We will get shot a little bit there, but that's okay. Let's move up here so that we can throw our javelins, and then we'll get the pikes
Pike infantry, at your command!
involved.
Pikemen!
Okay,
By your command!
that's one unit gone. Now go ahead and pull back.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
What kind of firing arc do we have here?
Loose!
Okay. Artillery, go ahead and open up.
Swords!
We'll send one unit of light swords in from
One
the
of our units has
side.
used all its ammunition.
These lot have used their ammo. One of you go ahead and run forward and try and draw some fire. See if they've got any other javelins they want to throw.
A gamer cavalry! Spearmen, at the ready! Shield bearers! Swords! Ready, men?
Well, we're not going to get to use our javelins
Melee
there.
infantry!
That's unfortunate.
Swords! Scorpion!
Scorpion, go ahead and just fire right into this gap.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
We'll let these guys soak up some of that arrow fire. Okay, time to get the pikes involved. They have chosen to engage.
Orders understood.
These swords can hold the line long enough. We'll send the rest out and around. Now you lot, kill the bowman. Up here, bring in the pikes.
Yes, Commander. Quick march!
Now I do need to be a little bit careful in how I deploy the pikes, because if their formations get messed up, they will lose very, very quickly. Okay, I think the artillery can shoot over the heads of my men here, so I'm going to go ahead and charge in there. These guys can come forward and use their javelins.
Spears!
Alright, pikes,
Pike phalanx!
form phalanx, and let's get this party started.
Shield bearers! A game at cavalry!
Right, over here, charge in on the rear of that unit. These guys are losing decisively. Yeah, these swords are just not very good. That's okay.
Swords!
We'll cycle in another unit to help them out. But we really need to just get going with the pikes over here, I think. A little bit earlier than I wanted the pikes to be involved on this side, but that's okay.
Swords! Citizen cavalry!
Let's just have a look over here and see what we see.
Quick march!
Artillery, target the actual bowman.
Pikemen!
You lot, get into phalanx, and then move forward.
By your command! At your service! By your command!
The enemy general is dead.
Okay, we do have another angle to approach back here. We're gonna get shot a little bit doing that, but that's okay.
Find your targets!
Okay, these lot are routing because we have them surrounded.
Pikes at the ready! Pikemen! Pikemen! Form phalanx! Swords! Commander! Heading troops! Orders! Swords!
Swords, go ahead and pull out of there. Now that the pikes are in position, actually you guys need to keep fighting because that group isn't routed yet.
Swords!
Where's my general? Get over here. Route them.
Pikemen!
Okay, my pikes are engaging, but their formations are a little bit funny. Let's see if we can kind of clean that up, and we'll pull these Galatians back out of the fray.
Slingers!
Slingers, go ahead and back up. How are we looking over here? Pike formation appears to be holding.
Shield bearers! Heavy horse at your command!
Can't very effectively use my cavalry over there. Are they already almost out of infantry over here?
Melee infantry ready!
Okay, you guys run away.
Double! Ready and waiting!
I think some of my units routed in here, but it's okay if they rout as long as we don't lose the whole unit.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
My general was too slow to actually use his war cry, which is too bad. Oh, artillery, stop that. They're dead. Okay, we have enough range to shoot into the back of this group, so let's go for it. Let's silence them.
Pikes at the ready! Swords! Serena! Shield bearers!
Yeah, the more missile units we can silence, the better. Okay, our pike formations have goofed up pretty badly.
Pikes ready! Orders understood!
Let's try and have them reform.
Understood!
How are we looking on this front?
Pikes!
Excellent. No problems here. We can actually get some attack rolls now.
Shield bearers! Be less warriors! Pikemen ready for orders!
You guys keep pushing in. As soon as we can break this unit, we can send cavalry into the back of these guys and these guys. Main general doesn't even have war cry. Secondary general. See if you can get these guys to go away. Okay, our pikes are established. They should be just fine in those positions. Okay, we're not doing anything over here, so we need to charge that again. Alright, we've broken through on this front. Go ahead and just give some attack orders there. We're not using those guys in phalanx, but that's okay. Okay, let's cycle in some swords to give these pikes a reprieve. They've lost quite a few men.
Yours to command.
Let's bring these pikes forward. Go on, men, charge. Okay, we've got cavalry around behind. Yeah, these swords were bound to fail. This is where all the peltas were hiding, so that's why these guys died so fast. That's alright. It's unfortunate to lose these units, but...
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Get skinny and try and get through there. You guys get right here and charge the rear of this. Give these swords another attack order. Oh yes, look at the morale dropping. Beautiful. Okay, my artillery's out of ammo. That is totally fine. I still can't really send cavalry over here because they have a unit of spears in there. You guys go ahead and fight it out. You're all light swords, so you're not going to do great, but you can do enough. Okay, that's a successful cavalry charge there. These guys probably just need to get out of the fight entirely. Pikes, start being more aggressive here. Oh, they changed their formations. Yep, stop. Just have a regular attack order. Alright, how are things looking over here? Pikemen to the front. Because we still haven't broken through that as quickly as I would like. Okay, you lot, get over there. Pikemen to the front. Bit of a messy charge getting through all of these stone walls. Alright, you guys break phalanx and get up to the front. Okay, new plan, set up right here. Cavalry, turn around and chase them off. Just give a blanket attack order here. Pikemen can kind of just hold their position because they will get plenty of kills on units that are trying to flee. Alright. It's a bit too late, but we'll start sending... Oh, those are pikes. I wanted the spears. We'll start sending some spears around the side. We'll bring these pikes up the center. Alright, time to send in the rest of the cavalry. We can't even make very effective charges over here, but we will use these mercenaries first. Because I'm okay with the mercenaries giving their lives for the cause. do need to pull this unit back, though. Alright, you lot come around here. Bring up some swords. We can also probably get our slingers into the mix as well. Okay, it looks like we've caught them while they were moving, so we should have gotten a decent charge there. And it looks like the unit of spears is mostly towards the back, so hopefully this will just be enough to rout them. Alright, I'm going to continue. Because I can't remember if some of their armies were actually outside of the settlement. So let's just make sure the cavalry is getting in there. The pikes over here, this unit of pikes should get a dizzying amount of kills. Spears, there's no longer any need for you to do anything. Let's just sit here and do not throw your javelins.
Pikemen! Double time! Understood!
Just trying to box in as much of them as possible so that the smallest amount of them get away. We can go ahead and fast forward this bit. Well, unfortunately I didn't get as many close-ups and like nice shots of the battle as I wanted. But I would say we still did quite well. Our Galatian swords took some damage, but of all the units to get damaged, these are the guys I was expecting to get damaged in the first place. So I'm alright with that. Is there still a blob of enemies in here somewhere? I can't tell beyond all the cavalry. It looks like there are still a few of them. So we'll just let this keep playing out. Looks like the horde has been destroyed over here, so we'll actually call that good. Imagine if I quit the desktop there, that would have been sad. 900 kills on one of the pikes. You don't see that very often in DEI. Alright, now we can take a closer look at the final statistics. So it's good that our companion cavalry ended up with a lot of kills, because these units will stay into the late game. Of course, I think at this point the pikes will too, so our pikes are starting to get really quite elite. These swords performing about as expected. Holy cow. That's more than I expected, but they must have been the ones killing the routing units in front of the pikes on that right side. Spears, of course, didn't really get involved because we didn't need them. Alright, well, everyone got a lot of kills. There were definitely a lot of kills to be had. It's our first settlement in the region, or the province rather, so we can go ahead and loot and occupy. What's going on? Oh, the fleet was sinking.
Commander.
Alright, now it will be some time before we can get any proper replenishment going here. So I will probably look to merge some of these units and...
We hunger for battle.
Not any of these ones, but I'll probably merge some of these units and recruit some fresh troops. Go ahead and just merge those guys now. This army lacks skirmishers, so let's pick up some of these peltasts.
It's a good life.
They performed admirably against us. They should perform well enough for us. I'm actually going to convert this because I believe that's what's allowing us to recruit those peltasts. Yeah, so if I dismantle it down to tier 1, it'll cancel that recruitment. We don't want that. Everything else can be destroyed and we will start fresh.
Ready for orders.
On our
At your
terms.
command.
We take this settlement.
Do you know what? Grumpy's Guard could maybe even move forward and help out with the upcoming siege of Pulpudeva.
Come, fight with us.
Well, alright. That was a large-scale battle and a half. It's been a long time since I've done a 40 versus 40. Okay, which spy was it? This spy was not deployed because she was scouting the Romans.
As you command. Swift and silent, a shadow among shadows.
This person was not deployed because he keeps being chased by
As you command.
the bloody agent over here.
I can assist you further.
We hunger for battle, Commander.
Alright. Sparta, let's get you up to level 3, or did I not have enough food for that? I think I didn't have enough food for it. Let's see, I've got +2. I will be gaining, so I'll be +7, and then losing 2. So we can probably do that. This produces less marble, but gives us growth of... Well, you know what? Foreigner population in Sparta is alright to have. We'll go ahead and keep that building for now.
Ready for battle.
In a few turns, we will have access to the Cretan archers.
Ready for orders.
Alright, I think that's just about all we need to do for this turn. Unfortunately, I did burn through most of my treasury. But you know what, we're actually making a little bit of money here. Why don't we just invest a little bit to get the public order swinging the other direction? Why not? Our allies have been putting down the rebellions for us, so we may as well hold on to it. Diplomacy. There's no chance we can confederate Athens for several turns because we just had a confederation.
Is by the wit and wisdom of Athena herself.
I would like to get trade or some kind of non-aggression beyond a client-state treaty with those guys.
Come, come.
Doubt we can get
Let me hear
non-aggression
your
here
talk.
because we
I
are
warn
defensive
you,
allies
I
with
have no stomach
Athens.
for the meek or night.
But I really don't want to be attacked up in Sarmatia because I don't have the forces there to deal with it. Our income is actually looking spectacular right now. So let's go ahead and do a quick loyalty check and then end the turn. No, she's still too young to... Actually, we can have a marriage here. And that gives us access to a fine young man. I should have actually... Well, we'll give her the aged retainer. And he will potentially be a general soon. Alright, end turn. Now I'm gonna need more than 3 armies if I'm gonna take on the Adrician Kingdom
I beg
and
you, take up the
the
sword of
Dardanelles.
Ares and attack these.
Unless well, maybe not. Because the Adrician Kingdom should only have 1 settlement, so if I can just send 2 armies after them immediately.
Ye stand idle while these scattle ticks burrow deep. Do you lack the courage for war?
Would you trade with me? No? Okay. So what I think I was kind of in the middle of saying, but then let myself get distracted, was the Adrician Kingdom should only have 1 settlement. So, if I can march Funky's fieldmen up here and successfully take on a healthy garrison and this force, I could keep Grumpy's guard here to defend, and I could march this lot up to Pulpudeva. That would give me the freedom to send Grumpy's guard either this way to help with an offensive or this way. Alright, so we've got some options. Let's just see what... Oh, and you know what? We could even cheese this a little bit and take the fight out of the settlement.
For the gods!
Yeah, let's do it. Why not? I'm gonna fight it manually just because with an offensive like this, I need to be really, really careful about not losing too many men. If I wasn't planning on fighting another 2 factions right after this in the same area, then I could be a little less cautious, but replenishment could potentially cause some problems here. It's not a particularly good map. That is quite a straight line of trees there. That's pretty funny. We'll just go ahead and sit up here where it's nice and open. Our archers should massively outrange theirs. We have heavier armor. So we should win the missile engagement decisively. The melee engagement shouldn't be much different. This should be a very, very easy battle. That is, of course, assuming we can find the enemy. The reinforcements might actually come in from over there. Yeah, the problem with all of these forests is it makes it difficult for us to see what is happening in the rest of the map. So let's send some cavalry, because they don't really have any cavalry to match, so we'll send our cavalry out to scout. And we'll rotate to face the map more directly.
General! Forward! Battle! Ready! Lancers! Riders, advance! Ballista! On watch! We'll kill them all! Forward! Lancers! Run forward!
Okay, I'm not expecting them to come from over here at this point. At this point, I'm pretty sure they'll be coming in from this side of the map.
Lancers! Riders! We hunger for blood and battle!
Let's go around the forest. Okay, we found some of them. Yeah, the reinforcements came in over there. Alright, well, let's start marching. Say, just go ahead and run. That would be good. Right, they are coming to us now that they have formed up. I'm actually going to pull back just a little bit to try and force their archers into the open. I know that's going to limit my artillery fire on them, which is a little unfortunate, but I'm not really relying on the artillery in this battle anyway. It's fine, we'll just let the artillery shoot at whatever for now. Doesn't really matter. It's an unfortunate time to lose sight of the enemy. Okay, let's make sure the archers are targeting missile units. Rather than pulling back with my archers, I'm actually going to pull up with my infantry. This was maybe a mistake. Alright, we will pull the archers back a little bit. I'd rather get the charge than have my javelins thrown. Looks like several of my units threw their javelins anyway. Artillery, go ahead and keep shooting that unit. Archers actually
One of
shoot
our units
over
has used
here.
all its ammunition. Our general is under attack.
Artillery, go ahead and cease fire.
We have No fear!
Ooh, archers, let's go ahead and have you stop shooting as well.
Axe warriors! General! Quickly now! A charge! For the gods!
Yeah, I wouldn't last long under that kind of pressure either.
Fires forward! Orders! Advance and
Okay, let's go ahead and send some reinforcements into these other fights just to get them wrapped up quickly. We need to kill as much of the garrison as we can.
Lancers! Begin! Ready and waiting. Double time! Riders, advance! Force! We are at your command! Force!
So if we can kill the entire garrison, then we can take the city essentially for free.
The gamer cavalry! Triple glory!
Probably don't need to chase down that unit of 17. So let's go after the unit of 71 instead.
Lancers! Our orders! On me!
Not much to do here besides just wait it out.
Our hidden units have been discovered.
That's probably more than enough. I'm a big fan of these archers. They seem very, very capable. Some of our infantry did get a little bit more heavily smashed than I would have liked, but these things happen in a war. It's probably the unit that went up against their... Oh, you know what? I never even found that general's unit. He didn't even join the fight. What the heck?
You have further orders? We cannot do that.
Go ahead and let him run. And we can now auto-resolve this quite confidently. Hopefully this eliminates their little navy as well. I like the idea of looting that one, but I'm just going to raise it.
Ready for orders.
Alright, now let's do some construction work here. Oh, unfortunately it has not eliminated that faction. So they will still get to stick around for a little while. Alright, now what I'm thinking is these guys can take this army on in the open field, I would imagine. This lot can take on this army in the open field.
March. Is that all? You may as well get comfy, men.
And we could maybe be so aggressive as to take Odessos with Funky's fieldmen. I probably won't be that aggressive, but we maybe could. But in the meantime, we're not at war with either of these factions, so I would like a couple of turns to stabilize these two regions first. Now, of course, right off the bat, we need food and we need sanitation throughout the province. I would also like some military options. And in the short term, let's get some food out of this one. I would probably like to convert that over to a trade port soon, but not yet. Alright, so that should be all the construction I really care to do. The rest of our armies shouldn't need moving. I'm going to have to take a look. I'm just thinking about changing this over to a trade port. Let's see, losing 10 food and then having to pay 4 food. That would put us down to 0 food per turn in this province. And that's not a risk I'm willing to take, because it would just hinder growth too badly. Okay, we're only getting 4 public order out of this building, and we finally have a positive 10 here in Galatia. So I may dismantle that and go for some kind of income, or even potentially recruitment there instead. Do you know what? Let's just leave it. Let's just leave it for now. We don't need to make those changes. Our money is a little bit, our treasury is a little bit smaller than I would like it to be right now. Our income rate should fix that really, really fast. Because, I mean, in 4 turns we'd be at 100,000 if we didn't spend anything. Alright. Enough looking around. You have gained some experience. Let's go ahead and... This province doesn't really need public order, so I'm not going to bother with that. Go ahead and get you down the tax rate and empire maintenance reduction. Now this fine commander, we will go for replenishment rate on both of those.
At your command.
Wait, so these are the Scythians. Is it this one that has the Galatians? Yeah, okay. Alright, well, wait a minute, who has a skill? Oh, this guy. Let's go ahead and give him a war cry, and melee attack and defense for all infantry. Wait a minute, let me actually see. So the pikemen have 11 and 14. These guys have 11 and 27. Let's see if that changes. 11 and 14 and 11 and 27. Okay, so theirs did improve. Their defense did not, but the offense did. And that improved as well. Alright, so that was worth it. I was worried that it, for some reason, wouldn't consider the pike as infantry. Forgotten to move my spy purposefully, but she still had some old orders to follow. Now, will these other barbarians declare war on me? Or are they too intimidated by my armies? Politician has died. Research is complete. Alright, well, we will pick up this next episode from right here, and hopefully these agents go away sooner rather than later.
Ready for battle.
I should probably start recruiting a navy as well, but we will handle that, all of those decisions in the next episode. But until then, have a good one.